Game show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. See the Timberwolves going out of the gate strong. Back in his game, what was the change?
The three-point shot was clicking for him. Much more space to operate with an outside game. This kid can do it all. Oh, Canada, you better stand on guard for he.
Oh, I like that.
How come nobody's ever described as a noisy assassin?
Good point, Ernie.
Anyway, back to Andrew Wiggins.
Well, does a good job of drawing fouls as well, getting to the free throw line.
You know what?
Quietly gets to the free throw line.
You know what we also did?
What's
Anytime
that?
you get the guy to start the music early, you know you've done your job.
There it is.
Let's send it to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone, to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home week. Sit down, relax, and thanks to Spurt. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy Butler survived a tough upbringing. I don't want that to define me. If I'm stuck in the past, then I won't get any better. I won't change. I'll get stuck as that kid. That's not who I am. I'm a great basketball player because of my work. Guys?
Thanks, David. Puts in.
And for many years, the Chicago Bulls were viewed as a model franchise, always were competitive and in the hunt for a title, but this current version just can't escape turmoil from within.
Out forward with Logo.
And trading Butler won't be an easy road ahead, but one they felt they needed to make.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Butler kicks to T. Side. Timberwolves working now with the new shot clock. And Towns gets it to go. First quarter, just over a minute played. And Mirotic kicks to Wade. Drive by Wade. He's off on that one. Wiggins with some nice D. Outside Teague. Outside Gibson. Outside Teague. Shot clock at 6. Overdone. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
I'll tell you, how about a high percentage opportunity from Jeff Teague? As a scorer, you love to get those.
There's Levine. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of guys was devastating, Greg. It's
Amazing to me that Levine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
free throw good.
Season, guys. He then gets sent to the Bulls in the Jimmy Butler trade. Certainly, that's a lot to deal with. Let's hope he can flourish in his new surroundings.
He's perfect from the line this time. And for Levine, everything was up for him across the board. Doris, you knew he had the athleticism, but don't you see the skills now have caught up with that in short time?
I don't think there's any question, Kev. It's amazing how quickly his shot has progressed. With his burst and shooting, he's now a nightmare to guard. This guy...
Done with it. Lopez, a screen on Teague. Mirotic. And the Bulls with another miss.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, shot selection.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Levine dishes to Mirotic. He kicks to Wade. Mirotic, the screen. Off the pick. No good from Wade.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Life above the rim.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now, here's Dunn. Outside Levine. This one for 3. And again, no good by Chicago. Minnesota with the ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Here's Wiggins. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, getting to the line at will nowadays. Wiggins wanting to improve his free throw percentage.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
76% from the line a season ago.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, it's fun to watch the growth of Andrew Wiggins over just a few years in the NBA, right? He can score from multiple spots. He continues to refine that offensive game.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Towns. Gorgie Dang comes in for Taj Gibson. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And Jones subbed in for Teague. And both free throws good for Wiggins. And with Wiggins, the clear development doors in his game has come from how versatile he is at scoring good off the dribble or on the catch and shoot.
Well, and think about it, Kev. For Andrew, that's only going to get better with age. He continues to strengthen his footwork. There's a little bit of DeMar DeRozan and Kobe in terms of his ability in the mid-range.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Grant kicks to Markkanen. Dishes it to Grant. Here's Wade. The 17-footer goes down. Wade's got his first 2 points of the night. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Jones, the pass to Wiggins. It's stolen by Wade. A minute 50 left to play in the first. And it's Wade with the jam.
I tell you what, he will do a great job of committing to set the good screen. Markkanen has become very reliable in terms of setting those tough picks.
Now here's Jang. He feeds it to Wiggins. Stolen away. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Minnesota leading by 7.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Here's Jones after Jaren Grant's bucket. Here's Jang. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Wade dishes to Holiday. To the left wing. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Misses the 3. Minnesota's gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. And that one's good. Wiggins.
From the opening tip, he's been active and working for good looks. He's been pretty accurate.
Grant kicks to Wade. Holiday against Crawford. Wade left side. Over Wiggins. Just 3 to shoot. Shot from the wing. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face. Now, great look on that, just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now.
Cranes the three-pointer. Holiday's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And that does it for the first quarter. Timberwolves lead by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
Wiggins and Jang at the small forward and power forward spots. Jones is out there with Crawford. And it's Aldridge in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. Of course, we talk about speed and quickness being a difference maker on offense, which players really use those attributes to lock down players defensively.
Well, I think it's hard not to look at Marcus Smart and Jay Crowder. The kind of physical attributes, meaning speed, toughness, length, but they also have the mindset necessary to look opposite some of the best players in the league and say, not on my watch. I'm going to get down in my stance and I'm going to prohibit you from getting to your strengths. It's really maybe underappreciated by everyone except coaches and fans of the game.
True, and you and I were just talking about Tony Allen.
That's a great point. I mean, Tony Allen has made his career specifically on the defensive end because, as you know, he's an opportunistic cutter, and if you leave him open, he can make an uncontested mid-range. But the reality is Tony Allen is in the NBA because he is a great defensive player.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Aldridge. Gibson comes in for Gorgie Dang. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Wiggins. And it's Teagan for Tyus Jones. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Lopez, he's checked in for Markkanen. Mirotic comes in for Dwayne Wade. Levine's checked in for Justin Holiday. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Jaren Grant.
Tremendous vision for a big man. One reason teams are reluctant to run an extra guy at Cat.
Lopez passes to Levine over Crawford. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Bulls trail by 6. Mirotic up top, defended by Butler. And Mirotic kicks to Dunn. Pass to Portis. Butler against Mirotic. Lopez a screen. Here's the floater. Back to Portis. He dishes it to Dunn. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's Lopez. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lopez has got his first 2 points.
Really well done on that assist. He sees the target inside and puts it right into the hands.
Teague dishes to Towns. No good that time. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Here's Dunn. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Mirotic. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
And now here comes Teague leading the break. And that one, good. Teague's got 7 points in the game.
And one great play leads to another with Teague. His fast hands and fast feet making things happen.
Mirotic's shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 3. Teague, the pass to Butler. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
Boy, that's determination in the painted area. Butler has got tremendous athleticism to counter what was pretty good defense.
Lopez a screen. Levine kicks to Dunn. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Bangs home the trifecta. 6 points for him.
That's his second bucket from range this quarter after hitting none in the first.
Crawford with the ball. Now defended by Levine. Back to Gibson. To the paint. Kicks it out to Crawford. Gibson setting the pick for Crawford. Outside Teague. For the 3. Mirotic grabs the miss.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first 3 of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
Down at the elbow. A minute 20 left now here in the second. Levine against Crawford. Now here's Levine. Not a lot of room, and they're unable to get the tying basket there. Crawford kicks to Teague. Pass to Crawford. The dish to Towns. Over Lopez. Towns, no luck. Chicago's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Mirotic gets the bucket.
And the height Dunn possesses is what allows him to see the floor so well. So good at setting up his guys for quality shots.
Now here's Teague. 7 points in the game. Butler dishes to Towns. Over Lopez. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
And the dunk by Lopez.
That's what you call high percentage right there, Kev. He is so hard to handle at point-blank range.
Outside Teague. They set the pick. Kicks it to Butler. Gibson the screen. Passes it to Towns. Over Lopez. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Butler. Towns has got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves. Levine. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
They did some good things, but the defense could have been much better. They allowed too many open looks, allowed the other team to make over half the shots. Some of that is not getting enough pressure on the ball, not really contesting at the rim. They look good, but not good enough.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
We come back to Minnesota now with a striking look at the 10th Avenue Bridge, downtown Minneapolis, off in the distance. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Mirotic really making a difference here.
Yeah, I mean, he really gave them a boost in that first half, shot way above his average.
I think, Greg, you love it when a role player is able to elevate their game. It makes every team better.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. So the Bulls 5 right now. Dunn and Levine, their backcourt. Mirotic at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. And it's Wade in at the 3. And last year, the Bulls, Greg, just didn't threaten anyone from outside.
I think a big problem has just been personnel. You know, some of the guys they brought in as shooters just really haven't panned out, and that lack of shooting from deep is why this offense can grow stagnant at times.
The Bulls shooting the ball at 42%. Dunn kicks to Lopez. Butler against Levine. Feeds to Mirotic. Lets the 3 fly. Levine can't hit.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Towns sets the pick for T. And there's the pass to Towns. Over Lopez. Karl Anthony Towns again. Towns has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Timberwolves. Chicago trailing here. Mirotic the screen. Here's Wade. Wade missing again.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the second half. They're going to have to start tightening things up on the offensive end.
And the shot goes in.
Boy, that's high percentage range for Jimmy Butler. I'll tell you, he'll work you over in there.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Now here's Butler, and the rebound goes to Lopez. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Bean passes to Wade. Now done. The feed to Mirotic. Lets it go with the 3. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in.
You know, coming out of the break, you want a fast start. They go 1 for 5.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
For all the great things that Andrew Wiggins does on the floor, he is still working to solidify his defensive game. Never easy, Doris, for a young player in the NBA. And it's something that he knows he can improve upon.
Well, and I think the important piece is Andrew Wiggins is invested in becoming a better defender. And most pure scorers think they can get away with playing average at best defense. Wiggins wants to be known as a complete player.
Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
Some changes for Minnesota. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Towns. Zhang comes in for Taj Gibson. And Jones subbed in for Jeff Teague. Then for the Bulls, Markkanen, he's checked in for Mirotic. Justin Holiday comes in for Zach LaVine. And it's Jaren Grant in for Chris Dunn. Now here's Lopez. Wade from outside. Rebound by Aldrich.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day. And now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
Jones kicks to Butler. There's the screen. On the wing, Wiggins. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. Bobby Portis is checked in for Lopez. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Grant dishes to Holiday. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Of course, you talk about versatility of players, but as a broadcaster, I've been a courtside reporter, game analyst, a studio host, you name it. What do you prefer to do? What do you like most?
There's no question about it, Kev. The analyst role is the absolute most fun. Now, the only thing that might push that over the top is to sit beside the great Kevin Harlan.
Free throw good from Holiday.
Well, there's no doubt that last season the major downfall in most games for the Timberwolves was their struggle on the defensive end of the floor, right? Too many holes in the perimeter, couldn't get stops when they needed them.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Both free throws good from Holiday. And this Minnesota roster has good defenders on it, Doris, but it's just a matter of getting all 5 players on the court to commit on the defensive end.
Right. Think about how young they have been, and focus at times can be an issue. You know, Coach Tom Thibodeau is not going to let that slip. This is a group that showed improvement as the season wore on, and they know they must be much better on the defensive end this season.
Now, here's Wade. There's 1:54 left to play in the third. Over to the left wing. Portis kicks to Wade. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Markkanen. They grab their own miss. Here's Portis. And that misses. That would have put him up.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Now here's Wiggins. He has 6. Floats one up. He takes it up and lays it in. Wiggins has got 8.
Well, we're accustomed to seeing this kind of selfless play from Gorgui Zhang. Sets his teammate with a beautiful screen.
Portis, the pass to Holiday. Wade kicks to Portis. They set the pick. Grant. And the Bulls with another miss.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Crawford against Holiday. Second chance shot. Jones, no one around him. Buries it from three-point range. And the Timberwolves lead by 6.
Obviously, he's not the top priority for the defense in those situations. It results in an open 3.
Portis kicks to Grant. Right wing, Holiday with the 3. And the Bulls get it back. Sinks that one from the post. 6 points for Wade.
I'll tell you, this guy does some tough work on the glass. Battles as hard as anybody for those second chance opportunities.
Now here's Jones. Wiggins outside. A three-pointer off the mark. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Minnesota on top. They lead by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open threes in transition.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, down low it's Jang and Towns. Crawford out there with Jones. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 slot. Timberwolves leading by 4. That shot is off. Excellent D from Wade. He kicks to Levine, out to the wing. Holiday with the 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Jang's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Outside, Jones. Jang a screen. Jones kicks to Towns. Here's Wiggins, and the layup's good off the glass. Wiggins has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Minnesota.
Boy, Kev, how about the quick jump and 7-foot wingspan of Wiggins? Just major advantage on the offensive glass.
Bulls moving the ball around. Holiday dishes to Wade. Back to Holiday. There's the triple. Another miss by Holiday. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Here's Crawford. Rebound by the Bulls. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. The 3. Another miss by Holiday.
I'd say that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
Crawford's shot is good.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Chicago calls timeout.
I tell you, Gorgui Dieng is improving and becoming a value at the center spot with all that length. He challenges shots. He's got a nice face-up touch. There's a lot to like with this guy.
And with Jang's length and touch, you feel comfortable playing him at either the 4 or the 5. And also versatile enough, Doris, to play as a starter or off the bench.
Right. It's hard to find a big man who does as much as Gorgui Dieng. He doesn't necessarily dominate in one area, but this guy always finds a way to contribute.
Minnesota making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Jack. Jimmy Butler comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. Chicago also making some changes. Lopez is checked in for Markkanen. Mirotic comes in for Portis. And it's Dunn in for Justin Holiday. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Fred Hoiberg was talking with his team during the break. He said, guys, we look like we're running in mud. Let's get out and see the early offense. And if it's not there, let's run the half-court offense. Pretty good advice, Kevin.
Now here's Butler after Dwayne Wade's miss. Shots good from Butler. And now it's a 10-point Minnesota lead.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Wade passes to Levine, out left to the wing. Mirotic. And again, no good by Chicago.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And I think this is just one of those nights scoring the basketball. Towns is just showing off.
Bulls trail by 12. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Levine kicks to Wade. Over Wiggins. That one rolling around and rims out.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
T kicks to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And stolen by Wiggins. Here's Teague. Sweet little floater. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
Anticipation by Wiggins jumpstarts the fast break, and you'd think with his athleticism he'd pick up some more of these.
Lopez, a screen on Teague to stop the drought. That's good from Wade on the assist by Levine. 8 points for Dwayne Wade. Of course, you've talked a bit about leadership, both on and off the floor. What are some of the traits, in your opinion, that make someone a person who would want to follow and the characteristics of a leader?
You know, I'd say someone who prioritizes winning, even at the expense of their own success. That would be the first thing. And then someone who's ultra competitive, somebody who's available on a night-by-night basis, somebody who doesn't let a little nick or a bruise impact their availability on a particular night. So unselfishness, competitiveness, and availability are 3 attributes that I love.
And leaders can be followers from time to time, too, don't you think?
Oh, there's no question about it. You have to be willing to be a part of a group, and sometimes that means ceding your leadership position.
Bulls trail by 14.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Timberwolves.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big-impact game for Karl Anthony Towns.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
And he makes that one.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt. This crowd is into it, and it's because of how well their guys have played tonight.
Now here's Levine. Fader on the way. And it's Wade again missing.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
T kicks to Gibson. Back to T. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Dishes to Towns. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Jones against Grant. Outside, Jones. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm gonna play well every night. But I just gotta focus on me, this team, and worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it.